What if the very breakfast you've been eating for years is quietly making your prostate work harder every single day? Most men over 60 believe waking up 2, 3, or even 5 times a night to use the bathroom is just part of getting older. They accept the interrupted sleep, the constant urge to urinate, the weaker stream, and the growing frustration as something they simply have to live with. But what if I told you that one simple change at your breakfast table could help support a healthier prostate and improve the way you feel throughout the day? I'm Dr. Narita, a board-certified urologist, and for years I've worked with older men who thought their best days were behind them. Many of them believed medication was their only option, while others felt nothing could be done at all. Yet time and again, I've seen how the right daily habits, including what you choose to eat, first thing in the morning, can make a meaningful difference when combined with proper medical care and a healthy lifestyle. Today, I'm going to reveal the #1 breakfast food I recommend most often to men over 60, explain why it matters for your prostate, and show you the biggest breakfast mistakes that may be working against your health without you even realizing it. Be sure to stay with me until the end, because I'll also share the simple morning routine many of my patients have found helpful for supporting better prostate health and waking up feeling more comfortable and confident. What you learn today could completely change the way you think about breakfast and perhaps the way you think about growing older. Before we reveal that breakfast food, let me explain something that almost every man misunderstands about prostate health. Your prostate doesn't suddenly become a problem overnight. It changes slowly over many years. As men get older, natural hormonal changes, ongoing inflammation, reduced circulation, and everyday lifestyle habits can all affect how the prostate functions. That's why symptoms like frequent nighttime urination, difficulty emptying the bladder, or a weaker urine stream often appear so gradually that many men simply learn to live with them. The good news is that your daily choices still matter. While no single food can magically cure an enlarged prostate, the nutrients you consistently provide your body can play an important role in supporting normal prostate function, reducing inflammation, and maintaining overall urinary health. And surprisingly, one of the most powerful places to start isn't with an expensive supplement, it's with the very first meal of your day. So let's begin with the breakfast food that I recommend most often to my patients over 60. And why it deserves a place on your table every single morning. The #1 breakfast food I recommend to many men over 60 is simple, affordable, and probably already available at your local grocery store: pumpkin seeds. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Doctor, how can something so ordinary make any difference? That's exactly what one of my patients asked me a few years ago. John was 68 years old, a retired truck driver who had spent decades starting his mornings with toast, bacon, and coffee. By the time he came to my clinic, he was waking up 4 or 5 times every night to use the bathroom. He told me he couldn't remember the last time he'd slept through the night. His energy was disappearing, long road trips had become stressful, and even spending time with his grandchildren was interrupted by constant trips to the restroom. After evaluating his condition, we discussed several treatment options, but alongside his medical care, I encouraged him to make one small change to his breakfast. Every morning, I asked him to add a handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds to his meal. He laughed at first and said, "Doctor, are you really telling me that seeds can help my prostate?" I smiled and explained that while pumpkin seeds aren't a miracle cure, they contain nutrients that support prostate health and are backed by years of nutritional research. Pumpkin seeds are naturally rich in zinc, one of the most important minerals for maintaining normal prostate function. In fact, the prostate contains one of the highest concentrations of zinc in the male body. As men grow older, zinc levels can decline, and maintaining adequate intake through foods may help support healthy prostate tissue. These seeds also contain plant compounds called phytosterols, along with healthy fats and antioxidants that contribute to overall prostate and urinary health. A few weeks later, John returned for his follow-up appointment. He wasn't claiming that his prostate had magically healed overnight, but he told me something had changed. He was sleeping better, feeling more rested during the day, and noticed fewer interruptions at night. More importantly, he felt hopeful again. Sometimes the greatest improvement isn't just physical, it's finally believing that your daily choices can still make a difference. That's why I always tell my patients not to underestimate the power of consistency. A simple handful of pumpkin seeds each morning won't replace proper medical treatment, but when combined with a healthy lifestyle and your doctor's advice, it can become one small habit that supports your prostate for years to come. Now, here's something that surprises almost every man who visits my office. It's often not just what you're eating for breakfast that matters. It's what you're eating alongside it. Many traditional breakfast foods can be high in saturated fat, refined carbohydrates, added sugars, and excess sodium. While enjoying these foods occasionally is unlikely to cause harm on their own, eating them regularly over many years may contribute to weight gain, inflammation, and metabolic problems that can indirectly affect prostate and urinary health. Take a typical breakfast of processed bacon, sausage, buttered white toast, sugary cereal, pastries, or sweetened coffee drinks. These meals may leave you feeling full for a short time, but they often provide very little of the nutrients your body needs to support healthy aging. They can also cause rapid spikes in blood sugar followed by energy crashes, leaving you tired before the morning is even over. One patient, Robert, came to see me after struggling with urinary symptoms for several years. He was convinced that medication alone would solve everything. When I asked him what he ate every morning, he smiled and said, "Doctor, I've had the same breakfast for 30 years, fried bacon, white toast with butter, and 2 cups of sweet coffee." Together, we decided to make a few realistic changes instead of completely overhauling his diet. He replaced processed meats with healthier protein options, switched to whole grain foods, added pumpkin seeds and fresh fruit, and cut back on added sugar. A few months later, Robert noticed something important. He wasn't just sleeping better. He had more energy, had lost a few pounds, and felt healthier overall. While his improvements weren't due to one single food, they reflected the power of consistent lifestyle changes working together. That's an important lesson I want every viewer to remember. There is no magic breakfast that instantly fixes prostate problems. Real progress usually comes from combining nutritious foods, regular physical activity, good sleep, proper hydration, and following your healthcare provider's recommendations. Before I reveal how to get the most benefit from pumpkin seeds, there's one common mistake many men make that prevents them from taking full advantage of this simple breakfast habit. So, how should you actually eat pumpkin seeds to get the most nutritional benefit? The answer is simpler than most people expect. I usually recommend choosing raw or dry roasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds instead of heavily salted or sugar-coated varieties. A small handful, about 1 ounce or roughly 28 grams, is enough for most people. This amount provides a good source of zinc, magnesium, healthy fats, and plant compounds without adding excessive calories. Many of my patients ask whether pumpkin seed oil is just as effective. While pumpkin seed oil contains beneficial nutrients and has been studied for its potential role in supporting urinary health, whole pumpkin seeds offer the added advantage of fiber, protein, and a wider range of naturally occurring nutrients. That's why I generally encourage patients to enjoy the whole seeds whenever possible. One of my patients, Michael, struggled to remember taking supplements every morning. Instead of adding another pill to his routine, he sprinkled pumpkin seeds over a bowl of oatmeal with blueberries and plain Greek yogurt. It became a breakfast he genuinely enjoyed rather than another health chore. A few months later, he told me the biggest difference wasn't just how he felt physically. It was that he'd finally built a healthy habit he could stick with. Consistency is what makes the difference. Eating pumpkin seeds once every few weeks is unlikely to have much impact. But making them part of a balanced breakfast several times a week can help you steadily increase your intake of nutrients that support overall prostate and urinary health. Think of it as an investment. Just as saving a small amount of money regularly can grow over time, giving your body the nutrients it needs day after day may contribute to healthier aging. Of course, pumpkin seeds work even better when they're part of a complete breakfast. Pairing them with high-fiber foods like oatmeal, fresh berries, whole grain toast, or plain yogurt creates a meal that supports steady energy, heart health, and healthy blood sugar levels, all of which are important as we get older. And that's where many men miss another crucial piece of the puzzle. because there are a few breakfast foods that may quietly work against the progress you're trying to make. Now let's talk about the breakfast foods that may be working against your prostate without you even realizing it. I'm not saying you can never enjoy these foods again, but if they're part of your daily routine, they may be worth reconsidering, especially if you're already experiencing urinary symptoms. The first is processed meat, such as bacon, sausage, or ham. These foods are often high in saturated fat, sodium, and preservatives. While research is still evolving, diets high in processed meats have been associated with poorer overall health outcomes, and replacing them with healthier protein sources may benefit not only your heart but also your long-term well-being. The second is sugary breakfast cereals and pastries. Many of these products are marketed as quick and convenient, but they're loaded with refined carbohydrates and added sugars. They can cause sharp spikes in blood sugar followed by crashes that leave you tired and hungry again within a couple of hours. Over time, consistently high sugar intake can contribute to weight gain and chronic inflammation, two factors that may negatively affect prostate and metabolic health. Another common mistake is relying on large amounts of buttered white bread or refined baked goods while skipping foods rich in fiber. Fiber plays an important role in digestive health, helps regulate blood sugar, and supports maintaining a healthy weight. Simple swaps like choosing whole grain toast, oatmeal, or fresh fruit can make your breakfast far more nutritious without making it more complicated. And then there's coffee. This often surprises people because many older men start their day with several large cups. Coffee itself doesn't directly damage the prostate, and for many people it can be part of a healthy diet. However, caffeine may irritate the bladder in some individuals, increasing urinary urgency or frequency. If you notice that your symptoms seem worse after multiple cups of coffee, it may be worth reducing your intake or switching 1 cup to decaffeinated coffee and discussing your symptoms with your healthcare provider. The goal isn't perfection. It's making small, sustainable improvements that add up over time. Replacing one processed breakfast with a more balanced meal a few days each week may seem like a small step, but those are often the habits that become lasting changes. And before we finish, there's one simple morning routine I encourage nearly every man over 60 to follow. Because when it's combined with a healthy breakfast, it can support not only your prostate but your overall quality of life. Before we finish, I want to share a simple morning routine that I recommend to many of my patients over 60. It's not complicated, it doesn't require expensive supplements, and it takes only a few minutes, but when practiced consistently, it can support not only prostate health but your overall well-being. Start your morning by drinking a glass of water before reaching for coffee. After several hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated, and proper hydration supports normal urinary tract function. Then, spend at least 15 to 20 minutes moving your body. This doesn't have to be an intense workout. A brisk walk around your neighborhood, gentle stretching, or light strength exercises can improve circulation, help maintain a healthy weight, and support overall health as you age. Next, eat a balanced breakfast that includes your handful of pumpkin seeds along with fiber-rich foods and a healthy source of protein. Oatmeal, plain Greek yogurt, eggs, berries, or whole grain toast are all excellent choices that provide steady energy throughout the morning. Instead of relying on sugary foods for a quick boost, focus on meals that nourish your body and keep you satisfied. Stress is another factor that many men overlook. Chronic stress doesn't directly cause prostate enlargement, but it can worsen the perception of urinary symptoms and affect sleep quality. Taking just 5 minutes each morning to practice deep breathing, prayer, meditation, or simply sitting quietly can help you begin the day with a calmer mind. Finally, don't ignore your regular medical checkups. Even if you feel healthy, routine visits with your healthcare provider are one of the best ways to detect potential problems early. If you're experiencing frequent urination, difficulty emptying your bladder, blood in your urine, pain, or any sudden change in urinary habits, don't assume it's just part of aging. These symptoms deserve proper medical evaluation. The men who enjoy the healthiest and most active lives in their 70s and 80s usually don't rely on one miracle food or one magic supplement. Instead, they build small, healthy habits that they repeat every single day. A nutritious breakfast, regular movement, good sleep, proper hydration, stress management, and consistent medical care may seem simple, but together they create a powerful foundation for healthy aging. Your prostate, and the rest of your body, will thank you for every healthy choice you make starting tomorrow morning. As we come to the end of today's discussion, I want to leave you with one final thought. Growing older doesn't mean giving up on your health. Too many men accept interrupted sleep, constant bathroom trips, low energy, and everyday discomfort as if they're simply part of aging. But in many cases, small, consistent lifestyle changes can make a meaningful difference over time. Remember the number one breakfast food we discussed today. Pumpkin seeds isn't a miracle cure, and no single food can prevent or treat prostate disease on its own. However, when combined with a balanced diet, regular exercise, quality sleep, stress management, and routine medical care, it can become one of many healthy habits that support your prostate and overall well-being. If you've been waking up several times each night experiencing changes in your urinary habits, or simply want to take better care of your health after 60, don't wait until your symptoms become more serious. Talk with your healthcare provider, ask questions, and make informed decisions based on professional medical advice. The earlier you pay attention to your body, the more options you may have for maintaining your quality of life. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried adding pumpkin seeds to your breakfast? Or do you have another healthy morning habit that has worked well for you? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could encourage someone else who's facing the same challenges. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos on men's health, healthy aging, prostate wellness, and practical doctor-backed advice. Thank you for watching, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. One more thing before you go. If there's a man in your life, a husband, father, brother, grandfather, or close friend over the age of 60, consider sharing this video with him. Many men ignore early changes in their urinary health because they feel embarrassed or assume nothing can be done. Sometimes, a simple conversation or a helpful piece of information can encourage someone to seek medical advice sooner rather than later. Remember, healthy aging isn't about finding one miracle solution. It's about making smart choices consistently, one day at a time. The breakfast you eat tomorrow morning may seem like a small decision, but over the course of months and years, those small decisions can have a meaningful impact on your overall health. And if you're wondering what topic we should cover next, let me know in the comments. Whether it's prostate health, testosterone, bladder health, healthy aging, heart health, or nutrition for men over 60, your questions help shape future videos and ensure we're discussing the topics that matter most to you. Thank you again for spending these few minutes with me. Stay active, eat well, keep up with your regular health checkups, and never underestimate the power of small, consistent habits. Wishing you good health, restful nights, and many healthy years ahead. I'll see you in the next video. If you found today's video helpful, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more men who are looking for reliable, practical health information. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos on prostate health, healthy aging, nutrition, and doctor-backed wellness tips for men over 60. I'd also love to hear from you. What does your typical breakfast look like? Have you ever tried adding pumpkin seeds or making healthier morning choices? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might encourage someone else who is facing the same challenges. Remember, healthy aging isn't about finding a miracle cure. It's about making small, smart decisions every single day. One nutritious breakfast won't transform your health overnight, but the habits you build today can shape how you feel for years to come. Thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me today. Take care of yourself, stay active, eat well, and don't ignore the signals your body is giving you. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Until then, stay healthy and have a wonderful day.